Highly motivational leaders, this episode is for you. Endless motivation without clarity, I believe it causes frustration and disengagement. I feel like there has to be this balance between inspiration and clear direction. Now, make no mistake, I'm not saying that there's no place for motivation in leadership, but what happens when motivation goes too far? Today on the Champion Forum podcast, we discuss why you might need to stop cheering and start leading.
This is the Champion Forum podcast with Jeff Hancher, the forum for leaders, champions, and dreamers.
What if you could change someone's life and strengthen your business at the same time? The skilled labor shortage is real, but the solution is closer than you think. At the Trade Institute of Pittsburgh, we don't just train workers, we transform lives. TIP provides hands-on vocational training, equipping individuals who have faced barriers to employment with the skills and confidence to succeed. These aren't just students, they're our future workforce, ready to work and eager to contribute. As a business owner, you need reliable and skilled talent. At TIP, we're training the workforce of tomorrow, and you can be a part of that solution. By hiring a graduate, partnering with our program, or making a contribution, you're not just filling jobs, you're changing lives, strengthening communities, and investing in the future of your industry. Join the movement. Visit tipgh.org or call 412-243-2970 to learn how you can support the Trade Institute of Pittsburgh, whether by hiring, donating, or mentoring. Let's build something that lasts.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the show. Before we jump into the content, I want to take just a couple of brief moments and bring a little bit of housekeeping to you. I want to thank you all that have already pre-ordered my book, Firm Feedback in a Fragile World. Your support has allowed us to reach an amazing milestone. The coveted #1 spot on Amazon for new releases in my book category. I could not be more excited and more grateful to you all for believing in this work. This is literally a dream come true, that I might have any level of impact on the leadership community. But listen, I do want to make you all aware that since the release of the book, we have added some different things. We've gotten some orders that came in that were, bigger quantities than single books. So I wanted to make you aware that we have added some bulk packages for those of you that maybe you want to order books for your team or gifts for your clients, whatever it might be. We have bulk packages ready for quantities of 5, 30, 50, and a quantity of 100 in a bulk package. They all carry with them different offers and bonuses and all the things that come with the book launch. However, I want to highlight the 30 book bundle today. When you order the 30 book package, not only do you get the books, but we're going to send you a curriculum guide that outlines the teaching of the book, questions for consideration, case studies, application activities. These are things that are both great if you're doing this individually, or a great curriculum to do in a group setting if you're developing other people. This package also includes a video from me that outlines every single chapter in the book, the importance of all the chapters, the teachings of the chapters, how you can apply the content that you're reading within each chapter. We're also going to be sending you our 52 weeks of connections questions. This is a tremendous resource for the leader that wants to collaborate. I always say, great leaders ask great questions. I'm giving you 52 weeks, a full year of the best leadership questions that I believe every leader needs to know and take advantage of. Not only the questions, but how to deliver them, what to expect from them, and how to have these conversations. These includes amazing transformative questions that will help you engage in a different way as a leader. This is the 30 book package. Once again, thank you all for your support of the book. I am confident in saying that this book, it's going to transform how leaders influence their teams. Getting these added bonuses will take you from reading another book to executing on the content in the book. All right, back to the show. Back to the topic at hand today. Today, we are diving into what I believe is a leadership trap that a lot of well-meaning leaders fall into. And that is mistaking motivation for leadership. And believe me, I love some motivation. I absolutely love it. I even give it a lot on this show. But here's the hard truth. Your people don't need another pep talk sometimes. They need a plan. They need a strategy. They need to know where we're going. Let's break this topic down. You may be at risk if you're listening and you're highly motivational. You may have went one pep talk too many, and you might be losing some credibility. It's easy to think that if you just keep your team all fired up and keep the goosebumps on their arm, keeping them energized, keeping the whole team rallied up and motivated, that results are naturally going to come. And I'm here to tell you from firsthand experience, this isn't true. I'm a highly motivational leader, man. I love to spit fire in a meeting, get the team fired up, ready to take the hill. But man, this backfired on me more times in leadership than I can tell you, because it's void of substance, honestly. We get you all motivated, but we give you no direction of where to go. And yes, motivation, it matters. I'm here for it. But motivation without direction is like stepping on the gas without a steering wheel in the car. It's like we're going fast, but where are we going? No clue. The car's going to decide. We don't have a steering wheel. We can't have that in leadership. You can't go fast and go nowhere, or worse, you crash. Not a good way to lead. Here's what happens when leaders rely only on inspiration. And maybe some of these pitfalls might be your blind spots that I'm calling out. Your team members, man, they're getting all hyped up, but then frustrated when there's no clear next step. Do you find your team getting frustrated even after this pep rally and, confetti cannon display in the team meeting? Maybe this is you. Do they start to doubt your competence? But they're probably not going to tell you. Even if they still like you and they like your personality. Maybe they like you personally. You've been good to them. By the way, who doesn't like motivation? But they start to maybe question your competence. This might be a little bit of hype fatigue, in the conference room, in the training room, where these big speeches, these battle cries, these rally moments, if this is happening too much on a way too far frequent cadence, it's going to start falling on deaf ears. Here's the key to effective leadership. People want to believe in the vision, no question, but they also want to know how to win. We can't just tell people why we're in the fight. We got to equip them to fight. We got to equip them how to do a little bit of hand-to-hand combat if we're going into enemy territory. This reminds me of one of my very early coaching clients when I started my consulting company, which, I guess it's been about 5 years this scenario played out. I'm working with this entrepreneur, let's call him Joe for the sake of conversation, who was, in not so many ways, I would say an ideal leader on paper. Looked the part, acted the part, had a fantastic office. By the way, results weren't so bad. Everything was looking okay until I took a peek under the hood and oh my gosh, what was going on? But on the outside, we're talking about energy, charisma, passion. Every team meeting felt like a halftime locker room speech, like let's go back out and conquer the enemy. It was rah, rah. We got this. Let's change the world. This is our moment in time, our one shining moment. Let's go. And honestly, people loved it for a while. The culture seemed fine. I would debrief with some of the employees, seemed okay. But over time, cracks started to come to the surface. One of his key team members, this was like ultra talented person, loyal, high performing. They quit. They resigned from their position. Kind of sent a shockwave throughout the organization. Left the leader in a little bit of disbelief. In the exit interview, they said something that really, really stuck with me. They said, I feel like every week we get fired up, but I still don't really know what the definition of winning is here. I leave motivated, but I have no direction. This employee was exhausted. And my gosh, that hit hard. Thankfully, that leader shared the exit interview with me. Now, I'm not there day in and day out, but I said, hey, you know what? We might have an opportunity here. Do we have strategic plans? Do we have SMART goals lined up? Do we have this, that, the other thing? No, not that. Nope, not that. Nope, not that. Do we have individual development plan? Nope, not that. This employee that resigned, they didn't use the words overmotivated, but that's exactly what they were describing. The good news is we were able to course correct. But this employee wasn't quitting because the vision wasn't exciting. I mean, man, you have enough cotton candy, pony rides, and whatnot. I mean, we're having a party. This is a good time. But here's the deal. This person quit because the path was unclear. Where are we going, and how are you going to take me there? Motivation without a map, it eventually turns into frustration. Matter of fact, it will become resentful. Like, oh, here we go again. Another fireworks display. And the frustration costs you your best people. That's an absolute fact. This person I'm talking about, this leader, they were not a bad leader. They just missed a very critical leadership truth. And that truth is this: inspiration without instruction, it leads to exhaustion. I truly believe that there is not a leader listening that would ever do this intentionally. I didn't. This was me. I fell into this trap of too high of motivation too frequently. You may be doing this and you don't even know it. So I'm going to give you some questions that you can ask yourself. You can perform your own report card on yourself to uncover, is this possibly you? Ask yourself this: after my team meetings, do people leave with clear next steps or just feeling really, really good? Am I more focused on getting people excited than getting people aligned with the overall mission, i.e. training, development, deeper know-how, right? Are you celebrating potential more than you're celebrating progress? I forget what the commercial is, but they're talking about, I see your potential. I see your potential. Wow, you have great potential. That's great. That's a nice dopamine hit for me. Man, I'm glad that you believe in me, boss. But I'm not really making any progress here. Are you a leader that celebrates potential more than you celebrate progress? I'm not saying that you shouldn't call it the potential in people, but if it's always a motivational speech and there's no progress, people are going to lose interest. If you're heavy on hype, but you're light on clarity, you eventually are going to lose credibility. So here's what you need to do. This is the blueprint to move forward. If you've said, you know what, this is me. The first thing you have to do is set clear expectations. I might talk about that a little bit in Firm Feedback in a Fragile World. First pillar is set clear expectations. People are motivated. I have found this to be a truth in my own leadership. If you want to motivate somebody, let them know exactly what success looks like. Don't just say, hey, team, let's get out there and crush it this month. What's that even mean? What's crush it mean? Like, can you define what crush it is? Because to me, if I run a 30-minute mile, I am crushing it. But maybe to the leader, they need more of a 7-minute mile. Instead of saying, let's crush it this quarter, say, hey, by the end of Q2, I need each rep to close 5 new accounts and retain 90% of their current client base. That's clear. That's an expectation. And clarity is confidence for you and your team. We're not leading like a boxing match. We're leading like a basketball game. A boxing match, I'm beating the crap out of this guy for 13 rounds. I don't even know if I won. He doesn't know if he won. Nobody in the crowd even knows who won. We just are slugging away. A basketball game, oh my, we have a scoreboard. We know who's winning, who's losing. I can call a timeout. I have a halftime. I can call a different strategy. I can do a different zone coverage, man to man, whatever it might be. I know how to make changes because I know the score of the game. Clarity is confidence. And here's the deal. Break this thing down into steps. Motivation alone, it can feel a little overwhelming. Plans, strategy, it starts to become bite-sized. It starts to feel a little more doable versus let's go crush it. If the goal is big, break this thing down into small weekly or even sometimes daily milestones. What are we doing this week to move toward that Q2 goal? That Q2 goal, and senior leaders, how about that annual goal? It's like, oh my gosh, we're looking up at the top of a mountain at base camp. How in the world are we ever going to get there? Well, let's just get to the next milepost. Let's focus on that this week. That's a far cry from let's take the mountain team. No, let's put a plan together to get to that milepost. Let's just focus on that. And week by week, we'll start climbing to the top of the mountain. The other thing that's critical, if you don't want to be overhype, is you got to assign ownership to people. Who is owning what? This can't just be everybody get out there and just slugfest. Let's just see what happens. The fog of war. Let's just get in the scrum. No. Who owns what? And make it visible. The accountability brings clarity. Clear as kind. You've heard this as in leadership, right? Otherwise, it's just motivational noise. And I got to say it. You got to provide regular checkpoints. This is this feedback loop that never ends. This is where the feedback comes, the accountability comes, the pivot, the redirect, all of this starts to happen versus, hey, champ, you got this. I believe in you. Well, I know I need direction from you, actually. You all certainly know by now how I feel about one-on-one connection with every person on your team, right? If you've been listening to this show for 4 weeks, I've probably brought it up, 300 times, right? This is critical. Don't hype people up at the starting line and then you disappear at mile 2. That is a turnoff, and it will ruin leadership credibility. Hey, everybody, let's get all fired up and let's go. And everybody's running the race, and they're like, "Where's the boss? Where did they go? You're gone. Mile 2, you're gone. You're not anywhere to be found." Everybody comes out of the gate running hard, but they lose steam after a while because you know what? Nobody even knows where the finish line is. When you schedule these touch points, what you're doing is you're reviewing progress. You're removing obstacles. You're recalibrating. Look, the plan is only as good as its progress. Sometimes you got to recalibrate the plan. You're going to know this by having these connections with your team members. Now, look, I'm not telling you to discard pep talks and motivational speeches, but save those for the right time and the right place. Inspiration, man, it's powerful when it's used. After people already know what the goal is, after there's momentum, right? We get going, a little bit of inspiration might be this leadership fanning of the flame to keep people going when they feel a little lethargic, when they're getting a little tired from running the race, because they at least know where they're going. They know where the finish line is. But man, I got a cramp in my side, boss, and this thing is hurting. You got to keep running. I believe in you. Let me get you some water. You're built for greatness. That's the time for the pep talk. I don't know if we want to give a big pep talk, but there's no fuel to finish the race. If you've been around me or you've been listening to this show, you know I am about motivation and inspiration. But I'll tell you this, motivation without substance, it's like chewing bubble gum whenever you're really hungry. It might taste good at first, but it's not going to satisfy the appetite. And this is the same thing in leadership. We can't just be motivational leaders that don't carry substance. It's fleeting. Motivation, it's used as fuel, not a substitute for strategy. Motivational leaders, don't hate the messenger here today. This is what you needed to hear, and I hope it resonates with you. If you want to put this into practice immediately, here's what you can do even starting today, starting this very week. In your next team meeting, spend 70% of the time clarifying action and only 30% of the time inspiring, or less inspiration and more clarifying action. Clear as kind. After every one-on-one debrief that you have with a team member, send them a recap of the meeting. That recap should let them know exactly what success looks like, what their next step should be, and when we're going to check in again to see how things are going. Recap and email at the end of every one-on-one connection. Before you take the bait and are tempted to give up your next pep talk, ask yourself, have I given them a plan? Have I given them a plan? If the answer is yes, then it might be time to give them the fuel of the pep talk. Otherwise, you haven't earned the right. Listen, motivation matters, but without clarity, it's just a bunch of hype noise. Leaders who win over the long haul are the ones who can inspire and instruct at the same time. They paint the vision and they pave the road. They know exactly where they're going. Your people don't need another pep rally, maybe. What they might need is for you to lead them with a plan and a strategy that is clear. Appreciate you all tuning in. If this episode challenged you, if this content is helping you grow as a leader, maybe giving you a new way to think, it would mean the world to me if you shared this episode with a friend, share this show with a friend, maybe leave a quick review. Let us know how we're doing. Until next time, lead well, lead with clarity, and never stop turning that pressure into potential.
The Champion Forum Podcast with Jeff Hancher. Lead, inspire, win.